Alright, I've had this truck probably 4 months or so now, and one common question I've been asked with it is when I'm going to set it up to tow my equipment trailer, because so far I've always been using my old truck to tow it. The reason I haven't done that yet is because here's my equipment trailer right here, the yellow one, and this is a 12-ton trailer with electric brakes. Now that's kind of the key. This truck, it's already set up. I have the electric brake controller in it, and this truck's got a tighter turning radius, and it's just an easier to drive truck, and it tows the equipment trailer fine. So I've just been using this one. Now to make the International tow a trailer, it's sort of set up for it, but a few things would have to be changed for it to tow that trailer. So I'll show you. So on my Ford here, it's got a Pintle Hitch. That's a 20-ton Pintle, and then the electrical plug, it's a 7-pin round connector, which I'll show you on the trailer end. Alright, so here it is on the trailer. You know, it's a 7-pin connector with round pins, and that's, you know, for the electric brakes. Alright, so here we are in the back of the International, and it does have a wiring hookup for trailer lights, but see, it's this different one. So that's like a 6-pin connector, and it's smaller. And the difference is this isn't wired for electric trailer brakes. So, you know, that's certainly doable. You would just have to add a brake controller to the cab, but there's really no reason for me to do it. But the thing this does have, this truck is all plumbed. This truck is all plumbed for air brakes. So it's got these things, I think they're called glad hands, and they can hook up to an air brake trailer. And, you know, an air brake trailer is better than an electric brake trailer. You know, the brakes are usually just stronger. So if I was towing with this, I could get a bigger trailer, preferably a 20-ton tilt deck trailer, because that's much nicer than having the ramps. And if I ever had bigger equipment in the future, that would be something I would look for, is a 20-ton air brake trailer to tow behind this truck to move larger machines. Right now, that my other trailer can move every machine I have, so there's been no reason to attempt to tow it with this truck. But this truck did come with the trailer hitch. The previous owner took it off because it was in the way of a blacktop thing that they were dumping blacktop into. So I'm going to put it back on. All right, so that's good. You know, I may not be towing my 12-ton trailer with this, but I probably could. I'd have to make an adapter for the wiring and maybe add a brake controller. But my friend has a 20-ton tilt deck air trailer that he's always saying I can borrow. So if I ever needed it for some reason, I could tow that trailer now. All right, I got stopped by DOT again yesterday. It was the same guy that stopped me earlier this year, and he complimented the truck. He said this thing is really nice. One thing that wasn't working was my washer pump, and I swear this thing was working a few days prior, but so it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna get it fixed here. So I did a little testing already. So it's getting power to the pump, and the pump is drawing probably 5 amps. You could tell, you know, I cleaned up these terminals, and when you stick this on here, when someone's holding down the button, you hear just a little bit of spark, but not enough to the point where it's shorting it out and blowing the fuse. So that means this is probably just seized up. And I looked, I don't really see how to get that out of there. I think there's a nut on the inside of that tank, which doesn't really look like it's easy to get out. So usually what I do in that case is just install one of these universal pumps. This is labeled, so that's in, out. These things here, I always just pull this insulation right off of them. All right, let's test it out. This washer pump, they included these electrical connectors with it for you to hook it up. Now, these things work, but don't use these. I'll show you how these work. And then you can slip it over the wire. Now, here's our wire we want to supply power to, or whatever. Then you can just stick that one in there. And then what you do is you take the pliers, and then you squeeze this metal thing down. And you lock. So now that's what you have here. You have these wires are connected together. So let me show you what's actually happening in here. So we're going to open this back up. Okay, so you see what's happening? All that metal thing is doing is just stabbing into these wires. And this will work. The problem is, especially in an automotive application, this will get a little bit of corrosion in it, and it usually takes a year or so, and then you start getting intermittent connections, and it's a pain. So you definitely don't want to use these, especially if there's a lot of them. You could easily end up with a lot of electrical issues, and troubleshooting them can be very frustrating because, you know, a drop of corrosion down in there will stop this from working. So never use these things. Really, the only way to make electrical connections and have them actually stay working is use a soldering iron and solder and shrink tube. I know it takes a little bit longer, but it is definitely worth it.
Yeah, we're down. there. Just gotta go.
Oh. That's got high speed if you want it.
Does it?
Yeah, so you either push or pull, one or the other. Nah, push it. Push it in, high speed. There you go, that's high speed.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's freaking sweet.
Yeah. Alright, that's good, that's good.
Good.
Well, that all hooked up fine. Let's load up this dozer and
This thing just locks
yeah,
on, right?
yeah, the pin locks in it. All right, so this is actually 2 years later since I've installed that hitch, but right, you're the new dog since we started this video. You weren't even born when we put that hitch on. Markers. Left, right, brake. Yep. Alright, we're all tied down. Gonna clean off the deck, finish the pre-trip, and everything worked. For this job, because I'm climbing up a mountain right now, and you know, look at my temperature gauge. You know, nice thing, this truck stays cool no matter what you're doing with it, and there's no automatic transmission getting mad at overheating. You know, it just doesn't. Actually, we're going pretty quick too. I mean, people are passing me, but not like they're flying past me.
Come on. Oh! That one snaps. So just go.
Alright, so mission accomplished. The dozer is up to my new camp site. I'm doing some work here. That was like 2 or 3 miles of tracking that thing, but this is a nice spot here. Let's go move some more stuff around. That's the end of this video. Sneak peek to what we're doing. Cody, you can find some water? How's it going? So what's up with that trailer? So I was trying to use this trailer. I got this new Army truck. And my buddy has this Army trailer. And the brakes weren't working, but we fixed them. It's gonna be its own video, but Army trucks are cool. Look at this one, that 5-ton tractor. Need some tools, hang on.